So you've decided that you want the best of the best when it comes to office seating, but then you look at the price tag and realize that some of these chairs are over $1,000. But there is actually another option, and that is used office seating. But is this the right fit for you? In this video, we're going to show you why these chairs can cost upwards of 50 or more % less than that of new high-end seating. We'll cover the pros and cons of used as is, refurbished, and remanufactured chairs, helping you decide if any of these are the right fit for you. Confused about Steelcase office seating? BTOD TV is your #1 Steelcase resource. Subscribe today so you don't miss out on any of our future content. Hey guys, Greg with BTOD TV. If you've been following our channel, you know that we offer refurbished and remanufactured chairs from high-end brands such as Herman Miller and Steelcase under the BTOD brand. Throughout this time, we've also had the opportunity to bring in many chairs used as is and refurbished products from some of our most popular competitors online. With this experience using all of these chairs, we've got a good grasp on what the main differences are between used as is, refurbished, and remanufactured chairs. The first one we're going to take a closer look at today is used as is office chairs. Used as is office chairs are exactly as the title states. It's a used as is chair, meaning there are no improvements that have been done to these chairs. Most of the time you'll find these on sites like Craigslist or in Facebook Marketplace, but you can find office furniture warehouse companies that will offer this type of chair where nothing's been done to it for a discount in their warehouses. There are definitely pros to buying used as is office chairs, and the first one is going to be linked to the price. We've heard stories of people finding chairs for as little as 20 bucks at places like Goodwill, auctions, and even at rummage sales. Now, if you find a chair for this price, this is probably going to be worth the dice roll since it's a small investment. Now, if you're shopping at a warehouse store, a used office furniture store, and you're buying a used as is chair from them, likely to have a higher price, but these will be their lowest cost option when shopping for a used chair. Another pro to buying used office chairs is the fact that these types of chairs are likely to already be assembled. And this is especially true if you're buying locally. Now, if you're shopping online, there's less likelihood of that chair arriving to you fully assembled, especially at the discounted price that you would expect from a chair that's used as is. But if you're not someone who enjoys the assembly process, this is a good option. Now, just beware when you do go to pick up the chair, these chairs are large, they're heavy, and you want to be making sure that you have enough space in your vehicle as you pick it up and take it home. The lucky dice roll is what we believe to be the last pro when looking for a used office chair. And this means that a lot of these chairs are, upwards of 20 years old, so the likelihood that they're in perfect working order becomes less and less every day that they're used. But that doesn't mean that that type of chair doesn't exist in the market. If you're fortunate enough to find one of these chairs at a low cost that's fully functional and works to your liking, then we consider that to be the lucky dice roll. There are definitely cons to buying used as is office chairs, and the first is the significant cosmetic wear that's going to be expected on a chair that can be upwards of 20 years old. Now, this can really vary, and it depends on the location and how the chair is being used. But if you're okay with this potential of not knowing what the chair will be like, specifically since there aren't many pictures online of used as is office chairs, if you're someone who's shopping locally, then you're going to have a better idea of what to expect, and the dice roll won't necessarily be in full effect here when shopping for that used as is office chair. One of the biggest cons when buying a used as is office chair is the smells associated with the chair. Think about it, these chairs have been used sometimes 10 to 20 years, and so the person that sat in it previous to you could have potentially bad hygiene. This means that while you can possibly deodorize and clean the chair, the fabric and upholstery, issues that lie deeper in the cushions can be more difficult to clean. And so as long as you're okay and willing to accept that fact, then this could be a potential good fit for you. Compressed cushions is definitely a problem that we have when buying used as is office chairs, and this is just something that naturally occurs over time. One of the biggest complaints we've found from customers when they buy cheap chairs is the fact that chairs that are maybe $100 and $200 that are being purchased from places like Staples, they find that that cushion doesn't really hold up for very long. Now, that's not really the case from high-end seating, specifically from products that are from like Steelcase, Herman Miller, anything that has a cushion inside the seat. They are using a high-density foam that does a much better job at holding up over long periods of time. So even with these chairs being 10, 15, or 20 years old, they're likely to have much better support than that of a cheap chair. But over time, these chairs will see compression in the seat foam. And adding additional seat foam can potentially help, but it will change that like a factory feel that you would normally get from a Steelcase chair and something that you would expect. Buying a used as-is office chair likely means that it doesn't come with a warranty. For instance, if you're buying from a private seller, that is 100% guaranteed not to come with a warranty, since large brands don't make their warranties transferable. Now, if you're buying from a business or a store, there is a potential chance that they're putting some type of warranty that they're backing on the chair, but you will want to look at the fine details to make sure that they're covering the components that are important to you. The last con with a used as-is office chair is the fact that it is a ticking time bomb. These chairs are high-end. They're designed to last a long time, but they weren't designed to last forever. How the previous owner sat in the chair, how much they weighed, how they got in and out of the chair, how frequently it was used, those are all things that will matter when it comes to components holding up. Things like your cylinder, casters, actual mechanics of the adjustment functionality throughout the chair. Will these things last throughout the entire time you own the chair? And how much will it cost to replace those things? Whereas buying maybe a refurbished or a remanufactured chair might be a better option because they will be replacing some of those components. Refurbished office chairs are the most wide-ranging option available, and this is really linked to the fact that it really doesn't require too much to be considered refurbished. Technically speaking, all you have to do really is wipe it down, potentially vacuum it up to be considered refurbished. Most refurbished office chairs will come from resellers. Purchasing from a business is a definite pro. This is especially true when you have the opportunity to potentially go into a store and see the chair before you buy it. There are likely reviews if it's a well-established store, so you can get a better understanding on how they take care of their customers. And there's also a good chance they've taken some time to wipe and clean down the chair. Now, this isn't necessarily true for all chairs, especially used as is in these types of stores, but most refurbished chairs will go through some type of cleaning process. They're also likely to go through the chair and just verify the functionality of it. When buying a refurbished office chair from a business, there is a chance that they will have a return policy. Now, this isn't guaranteed with all companies, but if they do have a return policy, it's important that you look at the fine details of it. You also want to pay attention to things such as fees or restocking fees, shipping if you're not buying it locally, to ensure that it's not going to be very expensive should you decide to return the chair. Refurbished office chairs can come with a warranty, and if it does, that's definitely considered to be a pro. Now, if you're buying from a business, there is the potential to have that type of warranty. Now, if you're buying from a private seller, they will never come with a warranty. Again, much like the return policy that we just talked about, you really want to pay close attention to the fine details of the warranty to make sure that your best interests are being looked out for. The first con when looking at a refurbished office chair is understanding how refurbished it really is. With such a low threshold when looking at refurbished office chairs, you need to understand if there's maybe just a little bit of light cleaning going on, or if they're actually updating and improving on some of the components that are in the chair. The lack of pictures for a refurbished office chair or a used office chair is something that's common across the industry. Now, this is likely linked to two different reasons. One, it can be difficult to take a picture of the exact chair that you're buying, especially when a lot of these chairs are boxed up and ready to ship. The second is, depending on the reseller that you're buying from, they may not be wanting to show you some of the imperfections with the particular chair that you're buying. Now, poor return policies can make this an expensive problem. And with refurbished chairs coming a lot of times with original components such as the casters and the cylinders, things that are more likely to not function even close to new, this can be an issue, especially with the chance that it's going to be expensive to return that product. Low quality aftermarket parts is definitely a problem that we've seen with some of the companies that are offering refurbished office chairs. This can include things like your casters, your cylinders, potentially the arm pads, and even like on this chair, the upholstery for the chair itself. We find that many of these resellers are trying to cut some of that cost down to allow them to sell the chair as low price as physically possible. Now, the problem with this is while you may be getting new components, new upholstery, the quality of it is much less than what you would find on an original chair. And so in those circumstances, you might actually be better off with the original casters, the original cylinder, or even the original upholstery that's being offered from Steelcase themselves. The last con with buying refurbished office chairs are the questionable practices that unfortunately exist in this category. So when we're looking at some of the most popular companies offering refurbished office chairs, and we look closer at some of their terms and conditions, some of the things that really stand out are advertising free returns when they don't actually exist, having long warranty periods that are very expensive to execute on, and additionally, 3 to 10% transaction fees that can occur should you decide to cancel your order before it's even shipped. Now, many customers have gone this route trying to find a way to save money on these expensive chairs, but when we read through the reviews on places like Better Business Bureau and Trustpilot for these companies, unfortunately these customers find out the hard way that it's still a very expensive option to go that route when the companies themselves have these questionable practices. Remanufactured office chairs are going to be the most consistent product offered in the used office chair category. Now, when we look at the actual definition of remanufacturing, it's a rigorous process that brings a chair from its existing condition to a like new or better than new condition. So there's a lot required to go through to get to the end of this particular process. Now, these chairs will also come with a full warranty. The first pro with a remanufactured office chair is the fact that these are going to be the closest to new that you'll find in the used office chair category. Now again, the remanufacturing process is pretty lengthy. So when we look at the chairs that we have under the BTOD.com brand, what we're doing is we're actually taking the chair and stripping it down to its base components, inspecting it, making sure structurally that it's all intact. We replace the casters with brand new casters, we put a new cylinder in it, we additionally add a brand new set of arm pads on this chair. The steaming of the foam pad will bring it back and revitalize it back to its original shape and density. And then we put a high-grade commercial upholstery on it. And so many of these chairs can be hard to tell from that of a new chair from Steelcase. A warranty is likely with a remanufactured chair, and because these chairs can cost $400, $500, and even $600, it's important that you get a solid warranty to protect your investment. Now, not all warranties are going to be the same, so you want to pay close attention to the detail. But what we found is that many of the remanufactured chairs, especially the ones coming from BTOD.com, will have a warranty that's almost as good as the original warranty from the large brands. Better return policies are something that's very important to consider when buying a used office chair online, and remanufactured office chairs, specifically the ones at BTOD.com, will come with some of the best return policies in the business. What you want to pay close attention to is how much it costs to return the chair. The best return policies will have 0 fees included with restocking and for shipping. It's important with any type of return that you hold on to your original packaging. There are a couple cons associated with remanufactured office chairs, and the first is going to be the price. Remanufactured chairs are the most expensive in the category, but generally speaking, you do pay for what you get, and that is definitely true with looking at remanufactured office chairs, comparing them to used as is and even refurbished. The last con with a remanufactured office chair is the fact that they still are not new, and so unfortunately there will be imperfections that exist throughout these chairs. Even though many people won't notice them, if you want something that's perfect, we definitely want to look at something that's brand new as a better alternative. And the warranties are going to be good on a remanufactured chair, but they're still not going to be as good as the warranty that you'll get from a company like Steelcase or even Herman Miller. Finding the best used office chair for your needs will definitely vary from person to person. A used as-is chair could potentially save you the most money, but it is likely to be the biggest dice roll. Looking at a refurbished chair, you could potentially get a warranty and an opportunity to sit in something in person, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the product will last long term. Remanufactured chairs are probably the most consistent that you'll find online, but they are also the most expensive. Now, if you'd like to read the full post, I've dropped a link down in the description so that you can visit the Learning Center at BTOD.com. If you like this video, please help us out, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future content. Thanks a lot for watching.